Hey everybody, I'm Invisible Katana, and yesterday we got news of the newest Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Takes place in what I believe is 1856 or 1858 London, and it looks pretty good. I'm definitely excited for it. I love the Assassin's Creed franchise. I'm wearing my Assassin's Creed shirt just because I'm doing an Assassin's Creed video. I also have a little hoodie that I got from gamerheaven.com or .net or whatever, and it's the Assassin's Creed Unity hoodie. And I love the franchise. I've loved it since the beginning. I think there's like a little thing on it. It has the little Unity bow on it. I don't know the exact name of it, but they have it on the hoodie, so I like it. But I've loved the franchise since the very beginning. I am unfortunately still like 2 games behind. You know, now that they've announced this, and I'm 2 games behind because I'm still playing through Rogue. And you know, Rogue and Unity came out, and after 4, it was like, I think 4 was sort of the revitalization of the franchise, because we had like 1, which was the first. Everyone loves 2. I think it was like really the great sequel, and it's a really great fun game. And then we have sort of the Ezio trilogy in general. We have Brotherhood and then Revelations, and those are fun as well. And then we had 3, which was like the new big thing. It was like the next huge step for Assassin's Creed. They brought in new weapons. They brought in the different seasons and the weather system and things like that. And unfortunately, I think that game, a lot of people don't like it, mostly for Connor himself, the main character, I feel, because he was too stoic. And in some video games that works, pretty much any JRPG game, because none of the characters speak. But in that game, it didn't work too well, so people didn't enjoy it. Then we got 4, which was another huge step up. Great pirate naval combat and stuff like that, which was really advanced from 3. And it was just fun, and I think that's the one everyone loved. Then we got both Rogue and Unity together, and things kind of fell apart. Like, I think Rogue sort of fell by the wayside, unfortunately, because it was the one that they put on the last generation, and of course this was right when Xbox One and PS4 came out. So it was like, we have these 2 games that come out at the same time. Rogue was okay. Rogue was fine. It has some glitches, random stuff here and there, but Unity, especially if you play, I haven't had the chance to play it because I don't own a next-gen console just yet. But I know all the stories, how it was like the buggiest thing ever. Like, you would go into cutscenes, there would be NPC characters that, like walk around the city and stuff. They're in the cutscenes when they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in those, rooms and stuff. So they're in there, faces are all distorted, all sorts of crazy stuff. And it kind of threw people off of the franchise in a really big way. I mean, the franchise comes out every year. That's already throwing some people off. But then it comes out with Unity because they kind of, split themselves up between 2 games. And the one that was meant to be the next big one was the one that really fell apart compared to Rogue, which is like, here's just another one that takes place between 3 and 4. And it was like, that's the one that kind of fell apart, unfortunately. Or that was the one that worked, but wasn't really in the spotlight compared to the new next-gen Assassin's Creed. And seeing some of the info that we have for Syndicate, like there's a pre-alpha gameplay video that's up on YouTube, and I'll put a link to that below. And I'll be putting some of that video in this once I get to some of the big points. But first off, the look for it, of course it looks really good. It looks nice. The initial trailer for it I thought was really cool. It's actually all gameplay. One of the funny comments I read was that Ubisoft now finally has the balls to put out an AC trailer that isn't CGI, which I thought was kind of funny. And that it's kind of true. Like, they always put out the CG trailers, which I personally still enjoy, because it's not like them putting out CG trailers means the game's going to look like crap, because they always make their games look fairly good. So it's not like that with other companies where it's like, wow, look at this CG trailer, and then you get the game and it looks horrible. I don't think we've ever really had an issue like that with Assassin's Creed. Like, they do the CG trailers, and they make the games look as good as they can. It's obviously limitations on them, but they make them look really good. So I've never had an issue with them always doing their announcement trailers as CGI trailers, because they always do good ones and they always pick great songs. And I still think they chose a pretty cool one. And I like the footage that they showed. There were like trains and stuff, which is like, even the smallest little bits of advancement are like so huge to me. It's like, oh, there are trains in this one. That's going to be really cool. So it's like steampunk meets Assassin's Creed because it's Victorian era London and stuff. So it's going to be really cool to see that with the trains. We're gonna have carriages. They have like carriage chases, which is some of the footage that they had, which looked okay. When I was watching the video, it's not much to really watch. I'm sure it'd be way more fun to play that, but that's one of those things where you watch it and it's not amazing. And plus, I think they have it's also pre-alpha, so of course that's like as simple as it gets. I'm sure they have some much more drastic versions of it where it's like you're not even the one controlling the carriage. You're probably defending the carriage, or you're, who knows, maybe hanging on the side of the carriage shooting at people or something crazy like that. They could easily do that. I don't know if we're going to get like Assassin's Creed carriage drive-bys, but you know, they have a lot of different ways they can go with that. It won't just be I'm chasing after someone over and over again, hopefully, like, because that could easily happen, but I do hope that they change it up a lot. The main character, who currently is Jacob, I do believe that the other character, Evie, will be playable. I heard that. I read that as a comment, so I don't, you know, that's not 100% valid. But they are brother and sister, which is actually pretty awesome. Or they're married. I think they're brother and sister, though. They just, in the footage, they kind of say, Jacob says their name is Jacob and Evie. And he says Fry, like, we're Jacob and Evie Fry. So they're either brother and sister, which I believe they are, or they're married. But I would love to see it if we got to play two main characters. I think that would be amazing for an Assassin's Creed game. They do have the different personalities. Like, if they're brother and sister, they seem about the same age. They could be like fraternal twins. So it would be kind of awesome. Like, I would love to see that, where he's like sort of the brash one, and it's like he's the outgoing, like, if we do this, we do that, and he comes up with some of the plans and stuff. And she's the more calculated person and tries to keep everyone calm, and she knows, like, alright, he's not thinking about all the details, but she does. So it's like she follows behind his plans because she thinks about it, and it's like, well, they both come to the same conclusion, but she's just a lot smarter about it, and she's calmer and stuff. And he's more gung-ho. Very typical guy-girl stuff, so I'll be totally honest, that's kind of how it was. But either way, I think it would be great to see them. They have their different styles. Their costumes look fairly different. He wears like a top hat, which if you go into stealth mode, he just makes it disappear inside of his jacket. It's bigger on the inside. But, you know, he has like a cool stealth mode. Her costume actually reminded me a lot of Assassin's Creed, I think Brotherhood, because it just looked a lot like something Ezio wore before, especially with like the different colors. It just looked so much like one of his costumes to me. So hers looked very familiar, and his was more of the new style to me. She had more of a classic Assassin's Creed cloak style. But both characters seem interesting from like the tiny little bit that we've gotten so far. And I would love to see it where we get to play as two main characters. I don't think they're going to do it where we can switch at any time to play the missions. But certain missions you might play as Jacob, others you might play as Evie. And I think that'll be great. I think they might be saving that too, because it's kind of split. And we haven't had an Assassin's Creed game outside of Liberation and currently Chronicles China where a main character is a female character. So this would be one of the first, or really the first, big Assassin's Creed game in the franchise where at least half of it could be a female character. I think a lot of us, I know me personally, I would love it if it was a completely female character, because Liberation is only, you know, initially it was like just a PSP game, PS Vita. So that was like, I think it comes out to be like, you know, 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 or something. But that's nothing compared to like a regular size Assassin's Creed game. As we all know, those things last forever. So I would love it if it was a full, you know, the whole game was played as a female character. But even if it's split half and half, I think that also adds a really great dynamic to how they can change the fighting for the game. Like one character, like we get some footage of Jacob fighting, which was definitely cool in this one. I think the fighting looks really sweet. Once again, pre-alpha, so we don't exactly see a ton of different stuff and a lot of how they're going to do the countering and stuff like that. It seemed like it was really just, here's him fighting, and there was like no counters or blocks or anything like that. It was really just him kind of button mashing the combos, so we get to see what it looks like. And it looks great. It's very fluid. It's very rough and tumble brawler style, like, you know, gangs, you know, street gang type thing. And you know, it looks really cool. And then we could see Evie, who has the more martial arts style where it's more counters and parries, and she's more of an assassin style fighter where she has more of the counters compared to Jacob, where he does a lot of the brawling, and maybe he doesn't have counters, maybe he only blocks or something like that, you know. So I'd love to see how that stuff plays out. And some of the weapons they have, they won't have like big swords and things like that. It'll be like hatchets and stuff like that. So it looks really cool. Like, I'm excited to see more of the combat and how it changes. If they do have different fighting styles for both Jacob and Evie, I think that would be amazing to see. And then in the end of the pre-alpha footage that they showed us, there was like the whole gang war thing, and that was something you could see even in the trailer. Like, the whole thing says like join the family by the end of that trailer. And so it seems like they're keeping sort of the Assassin's Guild type thing. And in this, what they showed us at one point, when he saved a character, that character basically just followed him right after that. There was no thanks for saving me, and then that person can be recruited later or called in. That person was like, you know, thanks, and then that person just followed him right after they were saved. So it was a great moment. I thought it looked really cool. It's like, it's seamless. They save the person. They're actually there in the world, so they just follow you because you helped them out. And that person just instantaneously joined you on your mission to help fight people. So I thought it was cool. I thought that was a great concept. Like, you come across someone, it's like, you know, I could really use some help here, and you just happen to come across, you know, one of your assassin allies, or maybe it's not even assassin allies, just, you know, your gang, and you save them and they're like, thanks, and then they just join you on the mission. And if that happens 2-3 times, it's you and like 4 other people, or, you know, 4 other NPCs, and you're just going along in this mission doing what you would normally do, and they're just there to help you out because that's kind of what would happen. It's like you're doing a mission, it's like, hey, you know, I could use your help if, you know, I just saved your life, you know, I can use your help if you don't have anywhere else to be. And then they just join you and they help you fight enemies and stuff, and it looked really cool. So I love that concept. It's very akin to Unity with the 4-player stuff, and I heard there's no multiplayer in this. I don't know if that means there's like no 4-player co-op like in Unity. I personally think that would suck, but at the same time, I didn't get to play Unity, like I said, so I don't know how buggy it was to play with 3 other characters on screen at the same time. But I think that would work really well if they brought that back. But a lot of people are glad there's no multiplayer because it allows them to focus solely on making a really big Assassin's Creed game, which is totally fine with me. I think multiplayer in Assassin's Creed is pretty fun, but ultimately we all buy it because of the story. It's not like Call of Duty where most people buy it. It's like, I don't even play the story, I just play online. It's the opposite for Assassin's Creed. You buy it for the story, and you want to know what the heck's going to happen next. So I'm totally fine if there is no multiplayer. I would like them to re-implement the 4-player co-op, though, especially considering the whole dynamic is like join the family, and it's like a, you know, London gang, street gang type thing during that era, and it makes perfect sense. I think it would just blend in perfectly to have 4-player co-op still. So we can, you know, we'll just have to wait and see exactly how all that stuff plays out. But it looks good. The fighting looks good. There are women in the game that you actually fight against, which was something in the comments. And I thought that was kind of cool. And I saw that there was a female character. I was like, you actually fight female characters, which is awesome, because women are in all sorts of situations, whether it's war or anything. They're both men and women fighting. So it's like, it's cool to finally get that. Like, one of the people in the actual trailer that that the guy's chasing is, I think her name's like Bloody Nora. She's like one of the main Templar enemies in the game, and she's the one that you chase with the carriage that they showed in the footage. So it was perfect. I was like, this is really cool. Like, one of the main people you fight is actually going to be a woman. There are other female characters to fight against, and I think it's awesome. It's not just all dudes. It's not just every single villain is a guy. So I think that's good that there's finally like some blending of genders, because it's very realistic. There are, you know, there are women who can lead gangs anywhere and everywhere. So I thought it was cool to actually see that as well. It's not like you'll only be taking out guys all the time now. And in some cases, for some of the games, it did definitely fit, because it was like, you know, just certain time periods women weren't allowed to fight. So it does make sense, and this is one of those eras where finally we get to see that. And I don't think that was in Unity. It definitely wasn't from any of the footage that I saw. But not just like, oh, you can kill female civilians. It's like flat out villains that you're fighting. Some of them are going to be men, some of them are going to be women. So I thought that was a nice change of pace, where it's like some people are different, and that could change how the enemy styles are, because we've always had the different sort of classes of enemies. It's like these people are on like assassin level and they can counter you and stuff like that. Then you have like the big tank characters, which we see a lot of in this in the footage, and then we have like those really agile characters that were ones that could always catch you and tackle you. Those might be transferred over to some of the female characters who might be skinnier, because they'd be faster than some of the bigger guys. But there are also like skinny guys too. Like one of the people you save, I could have sworn was a woman, and it turned out to be a guy. So it was kind of funny. I was like, oh, they're kind of going anime with it. But I love the footage. I don't know if this is gonna really redeem the franchise. That's randomly why I titled it this. Like, is it gonna redeem the franchise? I definitely want to know what you guys think about it, because it seems cool. It always seems cool. It's every time they do a trailer, it's Assassin's Creed. It's like, oh, look how different this is and how cool that looks, and 4-player co-op. And then some stuff can happen and it's like, oh, look at this and look at that. And 4-player co-op doesn't look as amazing when you have half the world like exploding and shifting left and right because there are a billion glitches going off. So it looks great. I'm excited to definitely get more footage. I think it looks cool. The fighting looks good. Like I said, the carriage ride I think has a lot of potential. They show like the basic form of it, which is probably all they have at this point. But I think that has a lot of potential. I mentioned the fighting looks good. They have both men and women to fight against. Possibly 2 characters to play as, both a brother and a sister. We also got to see 2 other characters in there as well. One of the guy, another guy who's in there, he had a cool outfit too. So I liked his character. He seemed like the type of character who's trying to calculate things and say like, we can't just go into this territory and start fighting people. He's trying to do things a little bit differently. And we got to meet like a little girl character who's like a little spy for the assassins in London. And it was kind of funny, like when Evie and Jacob left, she went and she tried to reach for the mug full of beer, and the guy just put his hand over it, and it was super subtle. And I was like, that's just a cool little thing. Like, she's a little kid who's in an adult situation and she wants to do adult things, and it's like, oh, let me get a little swig of beer, and he's just like what are you doing? Like, you're a little kid. So there's some subtle things in here that I'm excited to see as well, like some of the interactions between the characters and how they operate throughout the story. But I like it. It does seem like it could actually bring the franchise back, just like 4 did, where it could have a really great story. Seemingly from the tiny bit that we have, great characters. The dynamic of having a brother and a sister duo, I think that's just great in general. I think that's a cool new step for the franchise. I think that's pretty sweet. So I'd love to see them implement that a lot into the gameplay. But it is another Assassin's Creed game. You do have to take it with a grain of salt that some things may not come out perfect. I know I'm going to buy it no matter what, because I love the franchise. I do want to know the story. Hopefully, if they do, a Black Friday thing at the end of the year and you get Unity and then this one, I wouldn't hate that either, because they did it last time with, you get Black Flag and Unity, but this time it might be you get Unity and Syndicate. So we'll have to see how it all plays out, but I think it looks good. I think it's going to play good. Some of the new weapons are cool. People mentioned they have the grappling gun from like Arkham Knight, or the Batman Arkham franchise, which I thought was really funny. But that looks really cool, like a little zip line to traverse around much faster. Steel carriages if you want to, like Grand Theft Auto. He just punched the dude in the face. It was like he could have just pushed him off. He punched him and then kicked him right off the carriage. I was like, that's kind of messed up, but it looks pretty cool. We got like zip lines and crap. We got top hats and revolvers and stuff. And I don't know, I could be totally wrong. It's not like I know guns or anything, but in the footage they have like the woman Bloody Nora. She has a revolver that you can spin the revolver sideways, which I guess I'm putting the footage up now so you guys know what it looks like. I don't think those guns existed during that time. I think those guns didn't exist until like way later, like maybe until like 1900s or something like that. I could easily be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there are revolvers from like 1891, and you can't do like the side loading. You have to like put, they still had it where you had to put the guns in. I could easily be wrong about that because I know in like from Red Dead Redemption, that was like in 1911, and they made they had like a regular style handgun where you didn't have to load it. So I could easily be wrong, but I didn't think side loading revolvers existed during 1856, but I'm sure they've done more research than I have, so I should probably shut up about it. But I like the way the game looks. I'm excited to see a lot more footage. Whether or not we get to play as Evie, because it would be really disappointing if we got a brother and sister duo and they didn't implement like a character swapping thing, and you get to play as both. I just feel like that would be a missed opportunity. But I'm excited for it. Don't know if it will redeem the franchise for people who have kind of passed it off, especially after the issues with Unity. Because, like I said, some people are already tired because it comes out every year. And then when one of those years, the big game out of the two that they put out really fails, like it's glitched fest, 2014, that can cause some issues for people. So, I want to know what you guys think. Is it gonna does it have the potential to redeem the franchise? Does it already redeem it for you if you're just like instantly on the hype train for it, from graphics and weapons and characters and all that stuff? Or is Assassin's Creed just done to you? Like, is it over and this is just a failed attempt at them trying to do something else in the franchise? Because we have Chronicles, which I know a lot of people, like myself, were disappointed that it couldn't just be a full-on Assassin's Creed game, especially since that character is introduced in one of the Assassin's Creed movies, the one that takes place after Revelations. It's the last one. It's like the movie is the end of like the Ezio storyline in all of Assassin's Creed, and the character from Chronicles China is actually in that movie. So it did suck that she kind of got like sort of a side-scrolling game because she was already introduced and we had her backstory. It would have been cool if she got a fleshed out version of her older life, because she was only like 18 or something, 18, early 20s in that movie, and it would have been cool to see that play out, like her later years play out in a full-on game. But I'm still excited for this, like I said. Of course, I want to know what you guys think. Is it going to redeem it? Is it good? Is it pointless? Are you at least hopeful? So please comment below, let me know, and thank you guys for watching.